So in chapter 13, The Secret Riddle, Katie got moved to St. Mungo's Hospital, and only Harry, Ron, Hermione, and Katie's friend, I think Lemmy, Leanie, or Leanne, I think, they only ones that know the details. Harry still believes Malfoy had a part to play in all of this, and Harry's lesson with Dumbledore is coming up, and he's wondering where Dumbledore has been all this time, and he does get to ask him when he's at Dumbledore's office for his lesson. He asked him where he's been. Dumbledore says, "I'll tell you, but not now." And Harry's like, "Okay," but Harry's kind of surprised that he said he's gonna tell him. He just thought he would not tell him where he's been at. And so they talked about Katie and the fact that she is doing better, and only like a piece of her skin touched the necklace. And if like she grabbed the necklace or had put it on, she probably would have been dead. And then they talked about Manungus and that he's been taking seriously stuff, and that Dumbledore knows about it, and he's not going to be taking any more stuff anymore. And then that caused what's the name, Phineas, the painting, to go back to Sirius's place and checked out the situation there. And so this time around, they hopped into a well, before they hopped in, Harry and Dumbledore discussed Voldemort's mom and what happened to her, and that she basically just died on her own free will. She stopped using magic, and after she had Tom, aka Voldemort, she just passed away because she didn't want to live anymore, and she didn't want to take care of Tom because she had been rejected by her love, and she didn't want to be in this world anymore. And Harry kind of was a little sympathetic, but then Dumbledore kind of reminded him, like, "You're feeling bad for Voldemort?" And Harry's like, "No, no, 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 no. I just like think about the fact that she had a choice and she chose what she chose." And he thought about his mom and how she died, and she made the choice to save him and not just let him die. So, like, it's always choices that come in factors with everything. But then it went down the line. Dumbledore told him what memory they're going to hop into, and it's actually going to be Dumbledore's own memory. Now, this memory, as they hop in, is young Dumbledore in a nice suit going off to an orphanage. And this is the orphanage where Tom is housed. And Dumbledore does his little thing, works his magic, literally, and is able to meet Tom and is asking questions about him, and is able to meet him, and they go in his room. The orphanage person, she just mentions that Tom has done a lot of weird stuff, including hanging a rabbit, or what's a kid's rabbit, literally hung the rabbit, and a lot of other weird things that are unexplained. And Dumbledore explains that like he is perfect for the school of Hogwarts because he's a very special kid. That's how he words it. And so he's able to meet Tom, and they talk. Tom is very apprehensive at first and really just wants Dumbledore. Mainly, he says, "Tell the truth" a lot. I noticed he said, "Tell the truth, tell the truth." And then that kind of goes into Voldemort's ability to be able to tell when people are lying. He has really good ability to tell people are lying. His occupancy abilities are very high. And even in this part here, when Dumbledore explains that, "Tom, you're a wizard," he instantly clocks it. He's like, "Okay, that makes sense because of all the things I can do." And talk about Hogwarts and everything. And he basically says, "You can't be doing these things that you're doing at Hogwarts because there's rules that you have to follow." And he's like, "Okay, I'm sorry." And he says, "If you're going to go to Hogwarts, you're going to have to call me professor or sir." And he does apologize and says, Okay, so he does understand those things, and then when Dumbledore brings up like what he needs, his school supplies, and he says, "I can accompany you," but he says, "No." Tom says, "No, I'm okay. I'll just go on my own. I just need all the stuff, and I need to know where Diagon Alley is so I can get my school supplies." So Dumbledore just gives him his stuff, lets him know where it is, and lets him know to meet at the train station on September 1st so he can go to Hogwarts. And that's pretty much the memory. They hop back out. Harry asks a couple questions about Tom, and they talked about like how Voldemort's powers were already really developed at this age. Like he's already been doing experiments on what he can do, and especially like talking to snakes and messing around with other types of magic, even without a wand. So he's already pretty advanced for even not going to Hogwarts yet. And he asked Harry to, if he noticed certain details about Tom, like that he was already self sufficient, very independent, had no friends at all because he never liked anyone being helped, having to help him. He hated the mention of his parents because that has made him think about his past, and he just wanted to be his own person, basically. Yeah, basically, he didn't like to be tied to other people. So the mention of his name, Tom, he hated that mention as well, and also that Tom liked to collect trophies, and so he stole a bunch of the kids' stuff and kept it, and that was also something that Dumbledore hoped that Harry had noticed. And I really wonder where Dumbledore has been because they also did mention in the chapter how Dumbledore's hand is still all black and damaged and it's not looking like it's healing.